What if I told you there was one thing that you could do that would really, really help you reach and nurture more of your potential students to take them from leads into students? Would you do it? Even if you didn't feel like it? Oh, let's talk about it today. I've got an idea for you, so come on, jump in.
Welcome to the Course Creators HQ podcast, helping you navigate the latest techniques for creating and marketing online courses. And now, here is your host, Julie Hood.
Hey, welcome. It's episode 190. Oh my goodness, we are pushing 200. I need to sit down and figure out how we're going to celebrate 200 episodes. But before we get to that, a couple things. First off, we are wrapping up the Course Profits Workshop, this season of it. So make sure you get that free content while you still can at courseprofitsworkshop.com or in the show notes. And then I have, and this is kind of an unusual thing, I have 3 openings right now for my weekly or bi-weekly one-on-one coaching. So if you have been considering it, please email me, julihood@coursecreatorshq.com, and we can chat about it. I found it's actually the best and the fastest way to move you forward. The group coaching is another great way to do it. It just takes a little longer and it's less focused on exactly what you need. So when we do the one-on-one coaching, like, we are productive. Ruby Williams and I have been working together now for several months, and she is accomplishing so much in just a short amount of time with launching her courses and her programs. Plus, we're now moving on to getting her more leads. So anyway, if you're interested, let me know and we can talk about it more. Okay, so for today's episode, what is this habit that I am talking about, and what are you going to still want to listen after this episode? I hope so. But let me start by telling you about my escapade that I had last summer. So I was trying to find someone to mow our lawn, and I thought, oh, you know what? I will find someone who is like a local person, and maybe it'll be a little bit cheaper and it'll be easier because it'll just be a simple, I won't have to deal with some complicated business. So I started out with Joe, and by the way, I've changed the names. Started out with Joe, and he was supposed to come every week and mow. And all of a sudden, he stopped answering my text messages. So one of the things that happens a lot here in Missouri is we get a lot of spring rain. So when you're mowing, what tends to happen is the schedule gets thrown off a lot because it rains and then it's too wet to mow. And so, you kind of have to be flexible, especially in the springtime. But he just quit responding to my text messages. And I was like, okay, you're out, man. This cannot be another project for me to have to manage this mowing and like when you're going to come when it rains and all of that. So then I moved on to Sue, and she was all excited about being able to make a little extra cash. She was going to mow, but she also was very complicated to work with. And to make sure she got paid, and I always had to be available so that I could get her paid. And then she too, I was having trouble. Like, are you going to come mow? It's really long. I'm the bad neighbor in the neighborhood. And so I got so frustrated with these one person shops that I was like, okay, well, time to start and try out one of the businesses. So I found a recommended business, got started with them. The cool thing was that they had an online portal, which as an online marketer, I'm like, oh, this is lovely. So I got on, I put in my credit card, I got signed up. The guys showed up within a day or two, and they were so consistently showing up for me. I never had to call. I never had to figure out, am I going to write a check? Am I going to have cash? How am I going to get them paid? It was always just hitting the credit card when they came through. When it rained, they would come in the next day or two later and come mow. And it has just been a lovely partnership because it's so hands off for one thing, but also because they are consistent. I know they are going to show up no matter what. And probably what helps with that is it's a company. So if someone, is sick or has problems or on vacation, they have other people to cover. But the thing is, I know that they're going to be consistent, and it has built this reputation with me so that I am recommending them when somebody else asks for somebody to help with mowing. So the big lesson here is that consistency, that regularity, that ease is what made me a wonderfully happy recommending customer. So you can probably kind of guess where I'm going with on this. Imagine for a minute that if one of your prospective students, they're thinking about whether to sign up for your course or maybe your group coaching in your course, and they've noticed that your emails are just kind of random. You just maybe send them when you feel like it, and they don't hear from you except when you're trying to sell something. How comfortable do you think they will be that you will be consistent about your group coaching and following up with them? How confident are they that you're going to deliver on what you promise if you can't send an email every single week? So this is my big question for you. And sorry, I'm a little on my soapbox this week, but this is important. How regular are you with your weekly marketing activities? Can your followers, can they count on you? And I'm not talking about the situations where, there's a family emergency or things like that. That's different. I'm just talking about your normal everyday weeks of the month. Do you consistently connect and respond and follow up with your folks, with the people who are connected and interested in you? Because when you are consistent, it builds this level of confidence that they believe that you're going to do what you say. They trust you more, that you are going to follow through. And it shows that you know what you're talking about. Readers know that they are important to you enough to be consistent. And they know that you're serious, that you will deliver when you say you will. So you as a business owner get to decide how this is going to play out for you. But I will say one of the things that I've done that has helped me is I used to be really good about this podcast always going out on Tuesdays, and that has slipped lately. And I've changed my rule in that I want to get a podcast out once a week. And so that gives me a little bit more flexibility of I'm going to send it. You'll have a weekly episode. The date seems to shift. Now, would it be better if I sent it every Tuesday at 10 a.m.? Yes, probably. I'm just struggling with as many balls as we've got in the air right now with making that happen. So I'm giving myself a little leeway and being okay, as long as I get one out every week, you guys still get to hear from me, and I'm consistent, and so I'm here for you and here to connect with you. So what are you going to do every single week, no matter what? And my recommendation is to start by keeping this weekly commitment small. You don't want a huge list of 20 things that you're going to not have time to do. You want to pick one thing, and if I had to pick one thing for you, it would be that you're going to send a weekly email every single week. So if you are having trouble with this, here are a couple ideas from my Launchpad course. Number one is I want you to have a place to where you can start capturing ideas and make it easy on your computer and on your phone. So there's an app and a site called goodday.work is a great way to do it. Or if you're on a Mac, you could use your notes file because that's in both places on your computer. But it needs to be one place where you're tracking all your ideas. So when it comes time to sit down and do that email newsletter, it's not that you're starting with a blank screen. You've already got 10, 15, 20, 60 ideas to look through about what you could say. Then I want you, number two, to keep it simple. It does not have to be a long, complex newsletter with 50 links and 20 different stories. One link, one concept, that's good enough. That's all you need to do. And then if you're still having trouble, come join us for Launchpad, because we really dig in on this and help you get into the nuts and bolts of why this isn't working. The other thing that I noticed was back when I was doing general internet marketing, not specifically for course creators, I had trouble like getting excited about sharing things. It was kind of a random motivation. But then once I connected with my course creators, I get excited every week when I'm like, oh, this is going to be helpful. Let me get this out to you so you can jump on it and you can use it and you can move forward and do a little bit differently, do something a little bit better. So maybe it's part of the audience that you're working with. That could also be part of the challenge. Or do you have a regular time? That's the other thing that helps so much, and kind of got me out of my Tuesday show thing, is my regular times on Monday changed. So same sort of thing for you. Where can you have this sacred time that you are not going to let yourself go scroll on Instagram or go mess with your website? Like, this is sacred time that you only use for sending your email. And after that's done, then you can do those other things, but you don't ever replace it. You don't schedule things during the time when you are supposed to be doing it. Like, it is very, very set in stone that that's what you do. So find that one time that you can commit to, and it does take a little bit of discipline, but remember, we're not doing a hobby here where we do it when we're in the mood, when it sounds like fun. We're in business, and you're your boss to make this all happen. And let's see what else. Oh, one last little tip. You can also use ChatGPT to give you ideas. So you just go out and ask it, like, what are some of the biggest obstacles that my audience has? And you'll give me 10 ideas, and you'll get some things to jump on and to share. So coming up with ideas shouldn't be the hardest part. And if there's something else going on, then dig a little deeper and come join the coaching so we can talk about it. I'd love to know what you think might be getting in the way and could be holding you back, because I think this is one of those things that, while there isn't a magic bullet, I do think it's one of the most important pieces of the puzzle for course creators, and any kind of creator actually, is nurturing your leads and building that confidence with them. So this is one of those things. So hopefully I've inspired you and not frustrated you too much, but hopefully you've gotten a little bit of insight into maybe what you need to do next or where you need to focus to help make sure that you are building that confidence and trust with your audience, that you're going to follow through, you're going to do what you say you will do, and that you will be able to deliver to your audience. So let me know. I'm super curious what you think about this episode, and if it's helpful, or if you'd rather I not get on my soapbox so much, just let me know. Take care. Have a wonderful week, and get those emails out. And last thing I will throw in here, if you decide to jump on this and you haven't emailed in a while, just do a quick message out to your audience. It says, hey, you signed up for this lovely free thing with me. Here's the link so you can go check it out again. And by the way, I'm resurrecting my email, and you'll be hearing from me regularly, or you're going to be hearing from me every week. And here's what I'm going to be talking about. I can't wait to connect with you. And then you can send that as a re-welcome series, so that they are hearing from you again and they understand why, and you're not just appearing in their email again and haven't heard from you. You can explain, I'm resurrecting this newsletter, and I can't wait to get to talk to you. So hopefully that's all helpful. Have a terrific week, and I will talk to you next week on the next episode. Take care, everybody.